Okay, today we are looking at keeping equations balanced. Let's start with an example. So, Jackson started with this equation. 2 plus 4 equals 3 times 2. He modeled it by using counters. So let's take a look at that. If he had modeled it with counters. Here we go. There's 2 plus 4, and then 3 times 2. Yay! Each side has 6 counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. First, Jackson subtracted 4 from each side. So, Jackson went 6 minus 4 equals 6 minus 4. So let's draw that again with the counters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And put our squiggly line. So he's going to subtract 4 from each side. So better take those 4, get rid of them. Take those 4, get rid of them. How many does he have left now? 2 on each side. Balanced. So what did Jackson do next? Well, Jackson decided to add this time. 6 plus 2 equals 6 plus 2. What's that going to look like with the tiles? Well, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Squiggly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, he's going to add 2 to each side. 1, 2, 1, 2. How many do we have now? That's right, Jackson's got 8. Third thing that Jackson did, he multiplied by 2. 6 times 2 equals 6 times 2. What is that going to look like? Well, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice there are 2 rows of 6, which is 2 times 6. How many does he have now? Well, he has 12. Pretty cool so far. What did Jackson do next? Well, if you've been paying attention, he obviously did division next, because we haven't done that yet. 6 divide 2 equals 6 divide 2. What is that going to look like with tiles? Well, let's find out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We grouped them in, 2 threes, which is 6, and then we divide 2. So, and what does that leave us? Well, you can notice 3 into the groups. Wow. So, if you've been paying attention, whatever Jackson did to one side, whatever you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other side. You folks better remember this, because you're going to hear it an awful lot. Whatever you do to one side of the equation, you do to the other side. This is called balancing. You're going to have to get used to it, trust me. You're going to hear this all through high school and whenever we talk about it here. When each side of the equation is changed in the same way, the values remain equal. This is called preservation of equality. preservation of equality. This is true if one side of the equation is an expression containing a variable, which means, what if we have something that looks like this? 2x equals 6. It's going to be the same. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. You have to preserve the equality. Okay? Okay, so let's look at this with variables now, this preservation of equality. So what if we took 6 equals 3t? Well, we can do exactly the same thing as what we were doing before. If we are going to add to one side, we're going to have to add to the other side. So let's say Jackson decides to add 1. Well, if he adds 1 to that side, he has to add 1 to this side. So 6 plus 1 equals 3t plus 1. If he's going to do the same with subtraction, let's say he subtracts 1, he does the same over here, 3t minus 1. And if you're going to multiply, so say we go 6 times 2, well, you're going to have to do the same thing over here, 3t times 2. And what if we divide? What do you think? Yep, same thing. Okay? When we do the same to each side of an equation, we produce an equivalent form of the equation. So these are all equivalent, which basically is the same thing as saying that they're equal. Okay? All of these are equivalent forms of this original question. All we did was add or subtract or multiply or divide the same thing to each side. Nothing changed. So you may ask, why is this important? Well, I'm going to give you an example of why it's important. Because eventually you're going to get questions that look like this. 6 plus 2 equals 4t. And you're going to be like, well, how do I solve for t? Because you're going to have to find the answer. What is it? So you're going to have to do it. In this case, it's going to be 6 plus 2 is 8, which equals 4t. Now, how can I solve it? I have to figure out, well, this is where we start doing some weird stuff. I have to get the t by itself, so I am going to do some division to get the t by itself. And there is that rule. Whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So I'm dividing by 4, because dividing by 4 here, what happens when you do 4 divided by 4? Well, you get 1. So this is now t. These cancel out, and then whatever I did to this side, I have to do this side. So what is 8 divide 4? 8 divide 4 is 2. Oh, so t over here is actually 2. So if I put it back into that original question, 6 plus 2 equals 4 times 2. Do they balance? Take a look. 6 plus 2 is 8. 4 times 2 is 8. Both sides are 8. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is what you're going to be doing in higher grades, like grade 7, 8. Okay, this is algebra. Have fun. And of course, as always, you know who to see if you need some help.